What up, guys? First day of proper work on the IS300. Let's do it. Morning, FJ. Oh, there she is, filthy as ever. And now she's leaking something awesome. Oh man, it's gonna be hot today. I got the AC going. That's gonna be a fun day. Oh my gosh. We don't need that rotor. It's smack the ridge. Oh, no. No. Fun problem. It's dripping. I am so excited for today's video. We are finally getting started on the IS. We've had this car for a little bit. We're finally getting to dig in, so can't wait for today. We're starting in the front. The suspension is just shot and it makes this thing a bear to drive. And it pulls to the right, it wiggles, it shimmies, it shakes. It just fights you.
So on our agenda today, we have a whole mess of parts that we want to replace. We have upper control arms, we have lower ball joints, we have inner and outer tie rods. Just anything that has a bushing on the front, we want to try to address, get this thing tight, back to normal, back to Lexus quality, and that's what we're hoping to achieve today.
All right, man, you ready to get started?
Let's do it.
Sweet.
What are we doing, boss?
All right, so we're just trying to get to all these suspension components. So first things first, we'll disconnect the brakes, get all this off, and then dig in underneath here. Yeah, we got our coffee this morning, trying to start early, beat the heat wave. We're already losing.
Oh man, yeah, we've been losing that war for like a month now.
We have rust-free bolts, but we have to cook.
Yep. We get to suffer from the dehydration.
Yeah, always a trade-off.
We're trying to find a spot to hang the brake caliper. It's not really a good idea to let it hang from the lines. Most of the time they're rubber. These are really old, so just try to prevent you having to do more work later. Yeah. And typically you can put them like here if all you're doing is a brake job, but we're trying to remove this, so the body it is. Sweet. One step down, 7 to go. Let's see if that ratchet is enough.
Yeah. So, our plastic boy coming from Harbor Freight.
It's a metally looking plastic.
Cut. You see me sweating? It's already so hot.
The brain is fried.
We got up early so we can do this for you guys.
Ooh.
I'm roasting.
You want to just smack? Yeah, you can just smack the ridge.
Oh, no. No.
So about saving yourself problems in the future.
Oh, it's in my eyes.
Yeah.
Ow. Oh, my eyes are burning. Step one done.
Ooh.
Oh.
Is that like hand tight?
I wait, gunk.
Barely.
It was off, yeah.
You're like 500 miles on this thing.
There you go. Tapping Justin in because it's hot. Gotta spread the pain. Oh, it's spinning. Yeah. Sweet.
Okay. Here we got what happens in the background when you're working on cars. Got tools here, tools there, everything for an LS, and then some.
And then some.
Brake rotor over there. Our B footage is all messed up. Spooky Monkey's in the mix. He's just doing his thing. Mega wrench. It's a good day. It's just 1 billion degrees out. So now we got to get the ABS, speed sensor, something. If you don't do that, you're gonna rip this wire, get some lights. Sad days.
Ooh, I know, this one's fancy.
That can't be mine.
I bet you never used that feature.
No.
Dang,
Dang, okay. I thought that button was just for looks.
That's just the fidget spinner edition.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's out.
It's a boy.
It's a boy. And this wheel bearing, as we tested very recently, still rock solid. It's still very good. However, loose boy.
Yeah,
Not supposed to be doing
lower
that.
ball joints, very loose.
Yeah.
So
Well, this might even be a recent replacement. You can see the boot's tearing. I don't know if you can see that right there. It's already on its way out. So.
Yeah, there should be some resistance. This outer tie rod's been replaced before. Has this little grease joint, and it still moves, but there's resistance. And you can see this inner tie rod. It's just flimsy. That's not good either. That can cause vibrations.
That's a telltale sign. So we're thinking that's why it's part of why it's shaking so much as we're driving down the road.
Yeah, we got the lower ball joint, inner tie rod, the upper control arm. It's just there, barely.
Yeah.
Just everything is shot. While we were here, we even noticed, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but this bushing, it looks like the surface of Death Valley. It's pretty cracked. So that's something we'll have to address at another time too. We didn't know, but
Yeah.
we'll get there.
Yeah. A couple things at a time. We're hoping
Yeah.
that this makes a big difference. And with something like a lifetime alignment from Firestone, you can come back a couple times and dial it in right.
Okay, so I'll kind of give a background. So I'm in the middle of changing out the lower ball joints. So here's the ones on the car. Got to remove these 2 bolts and then put this on.
This is an OEM Plus one. As you can see, like it doesn't move. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
like this is
that's
like
it.
pretty good might on it, and this just finger loose. Yeah, it's like, oh, there it goes. There you go. But it's supposed to be like that, like real effort. And so yeah, this is Mevotech, which like a pretty reputable IS300 shop, Figs Engineering. They use these as the replacement pieces. I think they stand by them. They kind of overbuild them a little bit, so it should be a pretty nice upgrade. There we go.
Whew, first try. We don't need that rotor. It's
Oops. Is it okay?
So I'm not sure if you can tell which one's the new bolt and which one's the old bolt. This one's new. I actually kind of like the OEM ones more. They kind of seem a little bit beefier, so I think we'll reuse the old hardware with the new piece. And plus this has never hit a brake rotor before, so that should be nice. So let's get this put on. One nice thing, you can kind of see it has these little guide pins, so hopefully I can get this on right the first time. Hopefully we get it in right on the first time. Hey, what are you doing? Look at that. Click, click. And we're in. Sweet.
So this one has 2 bolts here up top here that we're trying to sneak past this CX Racing coilover. I don't know if I've spoken about these, but yeah, these are, I guess relatively cheap CX Racing coilovers. I thought we were just gonna hate them. They'd be super cheap. That it'd be the first thing to go as we were doing the suspension. But we did our drive home from our rescue mission, and they were unbelievably compliant on the highway. Very, very comfortable, felt very responsive. I literally forgot that this car was on coilovers. So I ended up being really, really impressed with these. So I figured, you know, we'll probably might just try to clean them up a little bit, but for the time being, I think they're just gonna stay.
As long as nice. Okay. I was worried we're gonna have to take off the coilover, but
I was very concerned about that.
there's a little bolt fed behind it, so. Oh man, look at that zinc.
I can figure this out. I have a degree.
It's all the brain.
What the hell? Ah! Easy peasy. We did this on my FJ, and that was not that easy
Yeah.
at all.
Those have a big boy bolt.
Yeah, this is completely dead.
Yeah.
All the way to the car on this. Yeah, not happy.
Gosh. Take care of your cars, people. Come on. I understand this paint is probably way more important.
But it's this stuff. It's not that hard, and like, this is what goes the distance. Like this is the stuff that makes it fun to drive. Oh, nice bushings, brand new. Take the cap off before I forget. This nice blue Nevotech. Oh, there we go. Flappy Bird. Oh, there's one. Oh, so good.
Oh God, you're so good.
Okay, sweet. We'll just get those torqued down and on to the next thing. So we pulled the boot off of the inner tie rod and found ourselves a new fun problem. It's dripping power steering fluid out of the rack, meaning that the rack is bad. So we ran into a new issue. Fun stuff. Okay, so for our first big day of the project, we've already hit a major hurdle. We cracked the inner tie rods and the power steering fluid just started pouring out. The rack is shot. And the rack is shot because basically this wheel setup that they had on this car, the offset of these wheels was already like a 20 out of, a plus 20, and these cars are normally plus 50. So the wheels were moved out 30 millimeters. And then they put a spacer on it, effectively like a 50 millimeter offset. All the weight was on the outside of the steering components, and so that's the first multiplier. And then you get to all these joints being shot and everything like that, and that multiplies it again. So all the stresses were just compounding on this power steering rack, and it just gave up the ghost like pretty much today.
Yeah, the inner seals on both sides. We didn't know. We started on the passenger side of the car, and the boot was dry. But the second I removed it from the power steering or the rack and pinion, it just dumped fluid out. And then once we looked at the driver's side, that boot is completely soaked. So doing all this work, it wouldn't make sense to put all these new parts in and just leave an old leaky rack and pinion in the car. So if I'm hearing this right, I think the next step is rack and pinion.
Rack and pinion, yeah. So we're gonna try to find a new rack and pinion. This car is gonna be completely new in the front.
It's gonna be fresh
when we're done with it. There's a couple other pieces. We're just gonna get them. So it's gotta sit for a second while we get that pulled together. But then we'll get to show you a full refresh across the front axle of this car. We kind of have to call it here. It's 100 freaking degrees in here. Yeah, we'll make it happen. So that's just where we're at. We're just gonna put a quick pin in it, come back to it, freaking add it to
the to-do ooh.
We're still excited about it. It's gonna be a little bit of a pain, already taking some cuts and scrapes out of us, but I think it's gonna be a fun time.
Oh yeah, these are good cars. We just want this one to come back to its true potential. It's been neglected for so long. I think it deserves it. The engine's in good shape. It's a Toyota. These things last forever, so.
I agree with Justin. I do think that she's worth it. I think she deserves it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you think, but we're going for it. So it's a couple weeks later and it's nighttime. We are still in the thick of the heat wave. It is brutal, it sucks. Even now, it's 100+ degrees in here, it's crazy. But we're back at it. And because it's a couple weeks later, we have gotten some more parts to kind of keep going with the project. Right here, hopefully, rack and pinion system, because probably you just cut from this, but the rack and pinion system failed.
Well, the inners, the outers, and the rack.
Okay.
Everything's gone. We didn't know that the rack was gone until we started taking off the boot to try and take off the outers or inners. And then that's when we saw that fluid was just dumping out of it.
But new rack right here, hopefully. Woo. And because it's been a little bit of time, there's a couple more parts that we'll be excited to surprise you guys with.
It's a never-ending story.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit better than if we had just fixed it the first time. So we're going to try to stay cool, sip a couple of sippy drinks, keep going on this thing, try to get it wrapped up. But we're excited to be back in the garage. Just because we're super proud of this, it's still rock solid. That was us, baby.
We survived almost 500 miles.
Yep, and then some. We drove around town a little bit here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cruising. Very proud of us for that. That was really cool. Hopefully you guys watched that video and you enjoyed it as well. But if not, it's up here. No, I don't know how to do that, but I'll find out. It'll be right here. It's hot. It's real hot.
Boiling this brain.
I need pliers for the cotter pins. It's weird undoing your work, but it's kind of cool. I want to say thank you to everyone who's left all the comments so far, like complimenting the the editing and the filming and all that stuff. We're learning as we go.
We don't have the same shoes on today.
Yeah. Slowly but surely figuring it out.
He's got a hat on.
I got a hat on. We still have the same undies though. That's just
for us.
Yeah, that's just for us. Don't worry about that. But everyone's been super, super nice, and we're just doing this with a phone.
It's been so much fun.
Yeah, so we've really we've been having a really good time. So we definitely appreciate all of the compliments and well wishes. It's very cool to be able to do this stuff for everybody. This is real wild to me because, as I said in our first video, which nobody saw, but that's okay. I had a Subaru growing up and loved working on it, but it was all bolt-ons. That was my kind of upbringing. My skill level was I can do exhaust, I can do the Cobb, access port, I can do the intakes, and I can change the wheels on my gearhead. And since starting this channel, I'm doing stuff like this, and now that I'm finding comfort. I know which bolts to go at, I know what we're doing, and I'm feeling the skill set grow, and that's a very cool feeling because I didn't have any a suspension. This was the most terrifying thing in the world to me. All these pieces, I didn't understand how any of it worked, and it's just feeling it slot into my brain and everything. It's very, very, very cool.
Yeah, and once you learn on this car, it all carries through to other cars too. And this is a double wishbone front suspension, so you're getting the bougie part.
Right.
Once you do a McPherson strut front, it's just gonna be like nothing.
I'm gonna be oh, look at this. It's 2 pieces, no big deal. Yeah, no, that's exciting. Yeah, but this is really fun, and I also say all that to say, if I can do this, anybody can do this. It really just takes the desire. If you want to learn this stuff, this is you do not have to be afraid. It helps to have a Justin, helps to have somebody, that gets it, knows, and just familiar with everything. But that's also why we're on camera. So just to show, you can, anyone with any of these cars, once you do one, you can do the vast majority.
Yeah, it's a cheesy thing. You just have to start.
Yeah.
To get out of your comfort zone and just do it, and then it gets easier. Does this have height adjusting headlights on it? Is that what that is?
Is it? Or is that the... Oh no, ABS is right here.
Yeah.
It might be.
Because it goes, yeah.
Yeah, this.
It does. Wow. Okay.
It's a fancy car, man. This was built to compete with BMWs of the time. Like, it has some, you know.
See this thing. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. It's connected to the suspension.
And the reason I can't tell them is that the headlights don't work.
Oh yeah. Oops.
Or and the windshield is tinted. I've never driven it at night. I have no idea.
We'll just say it does.
but I think so. We'll find out. So we will be making this car drivable at night. So look out for that.
Figure suspension's more important than window tint.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll start there.
Yeah. To the opposite of what everyone else who owned this car did.
Exactly. But yeah, this is our project, you know, we're trying to just do this for YouTube, but it's like, when I say ours, like, it's you guys too. What do you guys want to see? What do you guys like about this car? What needs to be changed? We have a dialogue about it. Like, you guys definitely have input. So, like, let us know what you want to see. We're all in this together, baby. That's YouTube.
We'll either listen or we won't.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just like America. Your votes might matter.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? Only one way to find out.
Yeah.
Man, we really did torque this to spec. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe how hot the American Southwest is this year.
It's been super spicy.
It's been so spicy. I know most people are on the heat wave.
Yeah.
Let us know what it is. What's hot for you guys?
I did not consent to this heat wave.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, there we go. Ooh.
So we got this knuckle off. Now we can actually start focusing on the rack and pinion. So this was what we took off and it just dumped fluid out. You can see it's just really wet. We're gonna get this side off. So we're gonna take off this support brace. Looks like these ISs have a brace, goes down and it's right underneath. But once we get that off, rack and pinion is just right here. We'll get the lines out. You can see this side is just soaking wet, so this whole thing was gone. And if you actually look, yeah, it's just flimsy. The steering wheel shook really bad. It was out of alignment like crazy, so yeah, it should be really nice. So let's get to it. Just trying to make a note that Art refuses to get underneath the car.
Well, this is just in the way, you know? Like, it's kind of weird, but like I need it to be here so that this oil doesn't spill.
Yeah, because yeah, we're really worried about the oil spilling.
I'm under it. Look, I'm under it. How can I not be under it?
Imagine how much more leverage you would have.
Just keep the...
Just go through my wall.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Whatever. So we already pumped what we could out of the reservoir. It's been leaking. Looks like there's like a power steering cooler on this car. And this hose is kaput. So hopefully there's not too much that will drain out. Only thing holding on the rack and pinion is the steering column, so it's dribbling all over my sandy floor.
All right, guys, it's the next day. But nobody freak out. Everybody calm down because look at this. Oh, we got this girl out. This limp noodle. This thing completely thrashed. Completely thrashed. But we have a fix for this, and that's get a new one. So we're gonna go ahead and line this one up with the old one, make sure we kind of got the steering in the same place, and then just kind of reverse what we've done and put it back together. real quick, like this is how inner tires are supposed to be. Rock solid. This thing holds exactly where they're pointed. Like this is how it's supposed to be, not the limp noodle stuff that we've been dealing with. So this should make this car feel like a brand new car if you pull these off.
Matches the car really nice. Oh, that's
It's
silver and blue.
It's beautiful. It's really, really pretty.
I don't know if we should put that on the car or put it on our wall.
Mount this up like a fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Find my way down here.
I found the light, so hopefully you can. Oh yeah. Ooh, that looks a lot better.
I'm like, you guys are watching to improve by the day. Gosh, that looks so pretty, especially with the lights on it. And then I had that wrench. Yeah. Get you guys adjusting, guys. Get yourselves adjusted. Oh. Give me a break. Okay, guys. So because of our little hiatus, we actually were able to get one extra piece for this car, one extra set of pieces for this car, and they come courtesy of a new company.
What? Does that say Bosch?
I think it's Italian. I don't know.
Yeah, it's red box. It must be.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I don't know. It's new. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know. We'll review them for you guys. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know too much about them. Other than that, they're obviously Italian.
The Ferrari red,
Yeah,
so
the Ferrari red, so you know they're going to be fast.
it's got to be Italian. No other country ever would make sway bars.
Oh.
Ooh, that's thick.
Yeah, it's thick. It's got some weight. I could actually get in shape doing this. These are nice. This seems like it's going to be night and day compared to what's on the car already. Yeah, let's try to slap them on. Okay. Let's get this sucker on. I used to have an STI. A Subaru.
Good catch.
And the sway bars did not come on and off this simply. I will say that.
There we go.
All right, so it's on. We filled up the power steering pump. We bled it. It's smooth. It's feeling good. It's not leaking. The repair that we did in the front, those hoses replaced. They're heated up on the cooler. They're not leaking. We haven't, quite put it all back together and set it down and everything, but from what we've done so far, it feels good. We're excited. We're definitely headed in the right direction. This thing should feel crazy once we get it back on the ground. Alright guys, it's later in the day. We finished up on the car probably at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Got it back from the alignment shop, so they kind of just brought everything into spec. It was towed in like crazy, but just did a quick little drive around the block and it feels incredible. We're getting a little bit of wobble in the steering wheel from one of the bent front wheels. So to fix it, temporarily, we got some cogs.
Who would not want that in 2001?
It's definitely a stepping stone. This is not the final look for the car by any means. We want to get some real wheels and some proper summer tires and everything. But this is going to be so much better than these crazy stand-style wheels on snow tires. So let's get these on real quick, and then we'll do a little ride along, see what the difference is, and then probably close this one out because I know it's kind of a whirlwind of a video. So thanks for hanging out. or the drone, but this feels unreal. Like this thing, this thing feels crazy good. It's glued to the ground. It's completely flat in the corners. Like it's not even comparable to what was. This is a totally different car. This is unbelievable. What do you think from the passenger side, Justin?
It is night and day. This car had bad shaking. It pulled to the right really bad. The front wheels were bent.
Yeah.
It was such a struggle just to keep this car on the road. And now it feels tight. It feels a lot newer. I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
Cost of the paint job in this car was all it needed to be rejuvenated, but they chose Baja Blast instead.
Gosh, this thing just wants to eat every corner.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like what people say this car is all about again.
Yeah.
I was a little worried when we got it because it didn't feel good.
It didn't feel good at all. This now, like this would inspire anybody. It's like, oh, I can deal with, I can fix the paint and I can do the turbo stuff I want to do and all this because these bones are starting to feel unbelievable. Oh man, turn off traction here.
Yeah, I hope so, because this was just a few $100s and just normal tools. The only thing we had to have someone do is the alignment, which is kind of normal. So
yeah,
after that was done, it just feels great.
Like the only detriment in this driving feeling right now is the slush box. Like oh man, I'm feeling something. I'm definitely feeling something for this car. I'm really excited. But please, you guys, let us know what you think. What you think about the wheels. If there's anything we can do with them to kind of make them go with the style of the car a little bit more. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching everything. We'll wrap it up. I know this has been a crazy video, but we'll wrap it up here. Please like, subscribe, comment, keep commenting. We appreciate you guys, interacting with us so much, and we can't wait to keep working on this thing. And we have surprisingly even more surprises for you guys. So yeah, I guess until next time, we'll be seeing you.